Hello everybody, today we are going to solve a new passage of Ielts Reading Academics in just 15 minutes. What is our strategy? To read whole paragraph for 2 minutes and mark important keywords. After that, in last 13 minutes we will solve our questions. This is a strategy to solve your passage in at least 15 minutes or 20 minutes. So let's get started. First, in A paragraph, science plays an increasingly significant role. We underline increasingly significant role, faithful communication, important than ever, challenges, unnecessary confusion, and misunderstandings. In B paragraph, some problems stem from isolate nature of current research terminology, faithful terminology, abstraction, suggested, human, complexity, communication, arise, evolving scientists themselves. Then, development, science dynamic applies, spurring, cancer research, borderline, ambiguous word choices, the source of instinct standings, colloquial terminology, fathom, relativity, theory of relativity, no absolutes, measurement, physical phenomena. Relativity is really about finding invariant description of physical phenomena. Einstein agreed with the idea of invariance theory, but the term relativity was already entrenched at the time for him to change. Next, other important words are uncertainty principle is another frequently abused term. Now we will move to our next paragraph. That is, simultaneously, science is about first interpretation. Even the word theory can be a problem. Passing theories entail a definite physical framework, equations, immediately, Einstein, eventually, ideas, name, global climate change, global warming would have been a better name, debate, argue that, science limitation, ozone layer making evidence that chlorofluorocarbon gases, better understanding the mathematical significance, clarify. Howard was tortured for months, debates over the relative instinct, scientific abilities, men and women. One of the amusing aspect that who believed in the differences are those who didn't use the same evidence about the gender specific role. How could that be? The answer, the data shows no substantial effects. Next, here some important words: global warming, climatologist, fluctuation in temperature, inability. We just thoroughly read the paragraphs and mark the important words. Now, in last, each type of science has its own source of complexity, potential, improve public understanding in all cases, understanding and acceptance, legitimate. This doesn't mean never questioning an interpretation, sometimes suggest evaluating, scientist, predictions, substantial, results. Public didn't treat math as quite scary developments, but most important, people have to recognize the science can be complex, necessary to be distorted, explanations, patient. Even so, some difficulties are unavoidable. Most development reflect work in progress. So we underline the important words in 2 minutes. After that, we will solve questions for at least 13 minutes. This is a strategy that I am going to use. So let's solve the questions. First question is, why the faithful science communication important? Why the faithful science communication important? That science communication should be faithful. Why? Where is the mention of faithful science communication? That was in the paragraph first, and the options are: science plays an increasingly significant role in people's lives. Science is fraught with the challenges public are interested in. The nature of complexity in science communication leads to confusion. And scientific innovations are more important than ever before. To solve MCQs, we have to eliminate the wrong options first. So we will read our first A paragraph. Science plays an increasingly significant role in people's life, making a faithful communication of scientific development more than important before. Science plays an increasingly significant role in people's life, so the communication is needed, more needed. So the option A, with the same keywords, with same information, is correct here. All other options are not correct because there is no particular information is given in the paragraph A, or there are not same keywords are present in paragraph A. Scientific inventions are important than before. That is okay, but where is faithful science communication word? So that is D option is incorrect. The nature of complexity in science communication leads to confusion. No mention. Science is fraught with challenges public are interested in. Fraught, you can say that is not explainable, or science is confused. That is also not mentioned in paragraph A. So these options are incorrect. Next 28. What is the reason that the author believe for the biggest challenges for science reporting? What is the biggest challenges for the science reporting? Science reporting, what is the biggest challenge? Where is the science reporting word? First you have to look at that paragraph. And A option is phenomena such as global warming, cancer research, diet studies are too complex. Scientists themselves often only partially understand the theory of evolution. Scientists do not totally comprehend the meaning of certain scientific evolution. Scientists themselves often partially understand the historic communication nature. We will tick only that option which have more keywords. What is the reason that the author believed the biggest challenge for science reporting? So, science reporting, in which paragraph? Science reporting, that is in the B paragraph. The biggest challenges for science reporting arise because in area of evolving research, scientists themselves often only partially understand the full implication of any particular evidence of science. Means the biggest challenge is that scientists themselves doesn't know what is the implication of the scientific reporting. Say so scientific evolution, they does not even know, does not, do not word and meaning, and scientific evolution that is mentioned in paragraph B with same keywords. So option C is correct. Option A, D, B and D are incorrect. Question number 29. According to the third paragraph, the reference to the term and example of theory of relativity is to demonstrate. Theory of relativity. What it demonstrates. Theory of relativity is about an invariant physical phenomena. Common people may misled by inaccurate choice of scientific uh, phrase. The term relativity is designed to misleading people. Everything is relative and there is no absolute existence. Option C is incorrect. No theory is designed to mislead people. No theory will be designed or was designed to mislead theory. There should be some uh, things that can be confuse the public, but there is no theory that is designed for misleading public. Everything is relative, there is no absolute existence. That is also incorrect. So options A and B. What is the meaning of theory of relativity? Where is a mention of theory of relativity? That is in the paragraph. That is in the paragraph C. Theory of relativity. In term relativity, for example, is intrinsically misleading. Many interpret the theory to mean that everything is relative and there are no absolutes. Here, the term relativity, for example, is intrinsically misleading. Many interpret the theory to mean that everything is relative and there are no absolutes. So, people are confused here. People are confused here. That is misleading. People are confused to understand. So, option B is correct. Common people may be misled by inaccurate choice of scientific phrase. Option physical phenomena mention is nowhere in the paragraph. So, that is incorrect. Now 30 question. Which one is good example of appropriate word choice? Appropriate word choice. Scientific theory for uncertainty principle, that was for theory of relativity. So that is incorrect. Phenomena of global warming. Global warming phenomena is not discussed in any paragraph. Only global warming problem from which causes is discussed. So that is also incorrect. The importance of ozone layer. Ozone layer. The importance of ozone layer. There is only a description of chlorofluorocarbon with the ozone layer. There is no importance of ozone layer. Farron's destructive process on environment. That is, this option is correct because it's clearly mention is present in the paragraph. In which paragraph? In which paragraph? That is in the G paragraph, in the last Farron, for example. Farron with, for example. Farron, for example, two keywords are there. So the option D is correct. Now we'll ask 31 MCQ. What is surprising finding of Harvard debates in the passage? Harvard debates. There are equal intrinsic scientific abilities of men and women. The proof applied by both sides seem to be of no big difference. The scientific data usually show no substantial figures to support the debated data. Social factors might have a clear connection to scientific ability. Where is Harvard debate word? Where is Harvard debate word? That is in the paragraph. That is in the paragraph H. Harvard debate, that is in the paragraph H, and here it's mentioned Harvard was tortured by empty debates over the relative intrinsic scientific abilities of men and women. One of the more amusing aspects of discussion was that those who believed in the differences and those who didn't use the same evidence about gender specific special ability. How could that be? There is no substantial effect. We circle that there is no substantial effect. Where is the word no substantial effect? That is no substantial effect. No substantial effect. And the proof applied by both sides seemed of substantial no substantial difference. No substantial difference. No substantial difference means no big difference. The synonym is used here. Substantial, no substantial figure is another word, but in the paragraph there is a mention no substantial difference. Substantial means big, so synonym is used here. No big difference is seen in men and women. So option B is correct. C, D, and A are incorrect. Equal, they are equal intrinsic scientific abilities of men and women. There is no equal word is used in the paragraph. The proof applied by both sides seem to be of no big difference. So debate there is no substantial there is no substantial difference. There is no substantial difference. So we there is no substantial difference. So we correct the option B. Now question 32 to 35 that are true, false, and not given. True information that is exactly in the paragraph. False information where only one word is incorrect. Not given information where half information is given. Half information is given, or there is a half information is given, or information is not given. Information is not given. So what is true? Exactly information is available with synonym. False, one word or one letter or one mention, one year, that is incorrect. And what is not given? Not given. Half information is given or not given. The mention is not anywhere found in the paragraph. 32. Global warming scientifically refers to the greater fluctuations in temperature and rainfall rather than a universal temperature rise. Global warming scientifically refers to greater fluctuations in temperature and rainfall rather than a universal temperature rise. Means global warming is only a fluctuation in temperature. So where is the mention of global warming? That is in the paragraph. Global warming mention, that is in the paragraph G. Global warming is another example of problematic terminology. Climatologists predict the more drastic fluctuations in temperature and rainfall, not necessarily that every place will be a warmer. So there the name sometimes subverts the debate since it lets people argue that their winter was worse, then how could there be a global warming? Clearly global climate change world have been a better name. So global warming is just a temperature thing, and scientifically refers to greater fluctuations in temperature and rainfall rather than a universal temperature rise. So it is really connected with greater fluctuation. There is no connection with any particular place temperature rise. So 32 option is true. Clear mention in the paragraph G. 33. More media coverage of global warming would help public to recognize the phenomena. More media coverage. More media coverage. There is no mention of more media coverage in any paragraph, so that is not given. Harvard debates should focus more on female scientists and male scientists. In 34, we already read the paragraph and we already discussed there is no particular difference between male and female scientists. So its mention is also not given. Public understanding and acceptance of indirect scientific evidence in all cases would lead to confusion. That public understanding and acceptance of scientific evidence will be a confusion. How can a public understanding will be a confusion? So first we will go to the paragraph H and find the keywords. The first would be inculcate greater understanding and acceptance of scientific scientific evidence. Scientific evidence. Public understanding. Where is the mention of this keyword? Public understanding. Public understanding, that is in the I paragraph. That this doesn't mean never questioning an interpretation, but it also does not mean equating indirect evidence with blind belief, as people sometimes suggest. Second, we might need different standards for evaluating science with urgent policy implications. So, public is not confused with scientific evidence. In I paragraph, the mention, but with some confusing words. So the answer is no. Mention is already there in the paragraph, but the word that public understanding and acceptance of indirect in all cases would lead to confusion. This is incorrect. So the answer is false. False. Now questions 13 to 40. 36 to 40. Complete the following summary of paragraphs of reading passage using no more than 2 words from the reading passage. For each answer, write your answers in boxes 36 to 40 on your answer sheet. Scientific communication, no more than 2 words. You can write only 2 words or one. Science communication is fraught with challenges that can easily distort discussions, leading to unnecessary confusion and misunderstanding. Firstly, ambiguous. Where is the word ambiguous? Ambiguous word is in C paragraph. Ambiguous word choices. So the answer is 36. Answer is word choices. Now, the source of some misunderstanding: common people without proper training do not understand clearly or deeply a specific scientific meaning via the dash. Common people via the dash scientists often employed. Common people does not understanding via the. Scientific scientists employ. Scientists employ which theory? Which theory? Which people are not able to understand without proper training. Without proper training. Where is the word employ? That is in the paragraph C. Scientists often employ colloquial terminology. So the answer will be colloquial terminology. So the answer is 37, that is colloquial terminology. Terminology. Now 38. Beside the measurements, any dash make cannot be confined to describe a constant dash, yet the phenomena can be. Dash cannot be confined to describe a constant dash. Yet the phenomena can be. What is more, even the word theory can be a problem. Theories are not necessarily shown to be correct or complete immediately, since scientists often evolve better versions of specific theories. So where is the mention of the measurements confined and constant? That is in the paragraph C. We already know that. We already know that. First 37, colloquial terminology. First 37, question, colloquial terminology. Then 38 and 39 blanks. That is 37, 38, 39 blank are in paragraph C. Are in paragraph C. Colloquial terminology which they assign a specific meaning that is impossible to fathom without proper training, and yet although the measurements any observer depend, yet although the measurements word any observer makes depend on his coordinates and and reference frame, the physical phenomena he measures have an invariant description. In measures have an invariant description that transcends the observer particular coordinates. So there is a mention of invariant description with observer. Observer is concentrating on invariant description. So the answer to 38 and 39 blank. Measurements any. Who makes measurement? That is observer. A constant. What is constant there? That was invariant description. Invariant. That is invariant description. Now, a good example can be a theory of dash. Thus, the most important people have to recognize the science can be complex. Theory can be a problem. Theories are not necessarily shown to be correct or complete immediately, since scientists